That a job requires union membership is nonsense. If you notice, almost all of U.S. manufacturing that has moved either from the union states or overseas into the United States have moved into non-union states. That's where you find the Volkswagen plants, the Toyota plants, the Mercedes-Benz plants, the Hyundai plants, the BMW plants, all of them non-union states. You can make an automobile without the UAW. Play cut 3.
Workers have not returned to the labor force in America as fast as your administration thought they would. Why do you think that is?
Because they're able to negotiate for higher wages and they're able to move from one job to another. That's one of the reasons why. A lot of people don't want to continue to do the job they did before, making $7, $8, $9 an hour. An awful lot of the truck drivers are not unionized truck drivers. They're working like hell and not getting paid a whole lot. And so what you're seeing here is a combination of the desire of people to be able to change professions, to be able to do more and take care of their families, and at the same time dealing with an issue that, in fact, we are short of workers, but worker pay has actually gone up.
Wait, okay. He just said they're working hard, not getting paid a whole lot, but worker pay has gone up. So which is it? Which is it? So the only reason why we have a labor shortage is because of a lack of union membership. I want to know who actually believes this. I want to know who actually believes that. You're paying people not to work. That's why you have a labor shortage. If these people were just off somewhere, they're getting an income for not working. That's why someone's got to sit down Pete Buttigieg and explain that demand actually didn't drop off. It shifted from brick and mortar retail to Amazon and other delivery services, but demand didn't decline. We subsidized demand, and we're doing it now. So these people don't have to provide any labor at all to be part of the demand side of the category, of a demand category side of the ledger. So they're buying stuff. They're just not working to buy stuff. Union membership has nothing to do with it. Play cut 4.
So I'm directing my Secretaries of State and Commerce to chair a multi-stakeholder forum beginning next year to bring all these key parties together with relevant officials from all of our governments to chart a path forward. I look forward to hearing from each of you and finding ways we can work together to increase our resilience and enhance our shared prosperity. And I'm going to turn it over to Secretary Blinken to actually make sure the trains run on time here.
To make the trains run on time. Thank you, Benito Biden. Thank you, Joe Mussolini. Why, if big government works and democracy makes things function, why don't we just vote to end? Why don't you just make a regulation, pass a law, issue an executive order? I hereby end the supply chain crisis. You can wait for union membership. If people can just vote, let's just vote to end the supply chain crisis, right? I've tried to point this out a million times over. This is where you see that this is the literal failure of democracy. Just because people vote for something doesn't mean it works. Just issue an executive order. Have your friends in Congress pass a law, sign a law, end the supply chain crisis. Do it. Just make a law. People voted for you, make a law. Now play cut 5.
Today I was proud to announce, together with our close EU partners, another critical win for both American workers and the climate agenda. The United States and the European Union have agreed to negotiate the world's first trade agreement based on how much carbon is in a product, as we negotiated the steel and aluminum tariffs that were in place. We made an agreement that had strong support of the U.S. steelworkers back home, and I want to thank them. I want to thank Tom Conway, who I spoke to today, president of the United Steelworkers, for his partnership in arriving at this deal. The deal will immediately remove a point of significant tension with our friends in the European Union. And it rejects the false idea that we cannot grow an economy and support American workers while tackling climate crisis at the same time.
Is the Senate signing on to any of this stuff? Is this going to be another executive agreement? Because I've never heard of such thing in the Constitution. If the whole of the United States is to be bound by an agreement with foreign nations, it requires debate and ratification in the Senate. Winesick 695, Patriot 957-2874. One more. I got to get to this one clip before we get to, I take the break and we go to Corey Mills. The paternity. I wish Pete Buttigieg would just stay home for the next 3 years. This way he can't do any damage. He seems to have all the time in the world to give interviews, not so much to be the Secretary of Transportation. Play cut 6.
You know why it was dropped. It's because Senator Joe Manchin simply does not think that money should be spent on this in the way that it was proposed. What do you say to him?
Well, look, again, I'm a big believer in this policy, and I think it's the right thing to do. I'm also a huge believer in the things that are in this bill in front of us right now. This is not half a loaf. This is a feast of good policy, some of which my party has been talking about, or even politicians on both sides of the aisle have been talking about for literally as long as I have been alive. And the chance to deliver it is now within our grasp. It is an extraordinary package that is going to make concrete improvements in the lives of every American.
So Build Back Better is great. Everything's going great. We just have to implement more big government. It's great. Everything's great. The beatings will continue until morale improves. Stay home. Please just stay home. Winesick 695, Patriot 957-2874. We're going to wrap it up in the next segment. Hand it off to Sean Hannity, Mark Levin, Stacey Washington. Corey Mills will join us. Makeup interview, SiriusXM Patriot.
Join me, her, for an intimate performance from the legendary Apollo Theater.
One of R&B's most poetic and powerful voices, her.
I'll be performing all my hottest hits, plus some new heat.
Her. Live from the stage at Harlem's world-famous Apollo Theater, part of the SiriusXM Pandora Small Stage Concert Series. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific.
On SiriusXM The Heat.
Channel 46 and on the SXM app.
Attention. If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They are